Alright, now we got the fighter ready in his basic kit. He's got his what he has to have on as far as his helmet and his gloves. He's ready to go out in the field. Now we're going to go over his shield. The shield, as you can tell by this one, must be free of all burrs or anything. A nice tightly mounted center boss that is riveted on. You cannot use coach bolts when putting on your center boss or your handles. Must be period style. As you can see in this one, it's painted up nice. It's got a little design on it. He's got it trimmed. The reason for the trim, you can use a rawhide trim or a vegetable tan leather. And the biggest reason for it is so people don't know we're actually using plywood. It also makes it last a little bit longer from getting hit with the swords and Dane axes. Keeps the edges on tight. As you can tell, this one's nicely tight. It's been tacked on. It's tacked on the front and the back both. Really good construction as far as sound and tight. On the back of it, he's got a nice handle on it that is tightly mounted to it. Again, no burrs, no splinters sticking up, or anything that can hurt the person. One thing you need to remember, a couple things that you need to remember when you're making your shield. Number one, it can be the size, any size that you want. The only thing you got to remember is that holding it in the center with your elbow bent, the maximum it can be is 3 inches from your elbow to the end of the shield. Other than that, you can make it any size you want. A few other things on the shields, you're going to see different styles out there. You have the round shield, and you have a kite shield here. This one, it's just about done. As you can tell, it needs a little bit of work done to it because his rawhide's hanging down. You need to make sure we get that taken care of. Again, there's no big holes, no big chunks missing out of it. The only time a shield should be on the field with a big chunk missing out of it, if it's a scripted battle and it's been okayed by your training officer, your group leader, and the RTTs. On this one, the back of it, he has a different style of handle on it. It has a strapping on it, which is for the Norman kite. This can be held in different ways and strapped on the arm in different directions. It's whatever's up to the fighter. We do have one here that has been used quite a bit. It's still in good, decent shape. Yeah, it's got some big holes in it, but again, there's no big chunks missing out of the edges. Needs a little bit of repair done to it. As you can tell, the trimming that's coming off of it needs to be tacked down tight. It has a nice spun center boss on it. His handle's a little bit smaller, but it's still tight. It's still on there nice and tight, and no big jagged points on it so it can catch you and cut you. So that's basically it on a shield. Make sure you check with your AOs, your training officers, and your group leaders on your shield.